Chapter 2. Uncover the Meaning of Existence.
Hello and welcome to the Peaceful Mind channel. I am David. In this chapter we will try to understand the meaning of life. Let's start. Imagine a brilliantly designed and perfectly functioning stage. We were put on that stage without being asked and were told, you have this much time. What questions would come to mind at that moment? Why am I on this stage? What am I supposed to do? What's my role? Or would we simply ignore the stage and the crew and say, I just need to rest right now? Is it sensible to enjoy ourselves on the stage? You're probably wondering where I'm going with this analogy. So let's think about the universe we live in. A universe so precise, so vast, so beautifully structured that even after thousands of years of discovery, we still only understand a small part of it. A universe with a breathtaking mathematical design and ever-expanding boundaries that we are only beginning to uncover, and that continues to surprise us with new wonders. We're talking about a universe where scientists say the number of stars exceeds the total number of sand grains on all the beaches of Earth. Now let's consider our Earth, a planet we misuse, yet still can't even disrupt its delicate balance. We live in an incredibly well-calculated ecosystem. Everything runs in cycles in harmony. In our world, a system of systems, countless life forms exist, each fulfilling a defined role, and among them, we humans, endowed with unique intellectual and moral capacities. These are the true components of the grand stage. As the only beings capable of reason within this flawless order, isn't it time we started asking those questions from the beginning? As people living in a perfect universe, can we really believe we are lordless? So then, who are we? Why do we live? Why do we die? What is the purpose of this stage? At this point, we need to clear up a common misunderstanding. In recent centuries, some have begun to dismiss anything related to belief as unscientific due to the progress of science. But faith and science are not opposing forces. On the contrary, we must understand that science actually strengthens belief. Now, imagine a philosopher from 2,000 years ago looking up at the sky. The knowledge they could access was limited. They couldn't know that the patterns seen through a telescope and a microscope reflect the same design. But we can. They questioned and wondered about the universe. Now that science has shown us even more detail, shouldn't we reflect even deeper? Today, every scientific discovery further reveals the perfection of the universe we inhabit. To date, no signs of life have been found anywhere else in the universe but here. Studies in astronomy, physics, microbiology, genetics, and other scientific fields reveal to us the intelligence and artistry embedded in matter. The striking similarities between the macrocosm and the microcosm reveal that such immense art and engineering must come from a single masterful hand. Almost everyone acknowledges the art and order, but some still hesitate to acknowledge the artist. Let's look at some examples to help clarify. Think of the most advanced engineering or artistic masterpieces we know: airplanes, reusable rockets, or even literary and musical works of genius. Can anyone sincerely claim that these came into being randomly, on their own? I don't believe anyone could honestly say yes to that. Just as those works have creators, we must acknowledge that this universe has a creator. Without getting lost in complex philosophical arguments or being swayed by bias, accepting the existence of a creator emerges as the most natural conclusion. The next step should be to question, why has this Creator granted us a limited time to live in this world? Let's suppose we're conducting an experiment. We define a certain time frame and establish specific conditions. What do we observe in the end? We compare the behavior of the subject within the given time, or the difference between the expected and observed outcomes. If we extend this analogy to our world as the setup and ourselves as the subjects, a new concept emerges: trial. If we've been granted the opportunity to exist for a limited time, it follows logically that something is expected of us. This means that the human being is not lordless, purposeless, or left to wander aimlessly. There is a purpose behind the creation of the universe, life, and especially us, humans. Between birth and death, from the moment we gain the ability to reason in adolescence until the weakening of our mental faculties in old age, we are in the middle of a test. From now on, let us always be aware that we are being tested, and if every test has an outcome, then the first step to success is to learn what is required of us. So, on the road to our goal of change, we've now taken the second step. See you in the next chapters. Stay peaceful.
Thrown in a world where the clues run deep, with stars in the sky and the truth we see. A system so perfect yet we feel so small, still wondering why we exist at all. This ain't just chaos, it's balance and law. From galaxies vast to the smallest flaw. Science and spirit not meant to fight, they both reflect the same design and light. We praise the progress but forget the soul, like tasting the dish but forgetting the chef. We're born in a test that we often deny, from youth's first fire to the last goodbye.